So, I've got a little something I want to talk with you about today. This deals with a prophecy spoken over Mary. And then another passage in Revelation that has some connection to that. I'll show you this first. This is another thing that's unique to this part of the world. And it's in English. It's probably backwards because of the phone, but it's P-I-N-E, water. Pine water, made with pine needles. And this one is, it says, Choronitsi. And so this is like blueberry, something like that, blackcurrant. It's hard to tell which one's which. In Polish, it's straightforward, but over here you ask someone and they get them confused. So it's either blueberry or blackcurrant, but it's a berry. And that's all it is. It's just pine water. So it tastes like pine needles with blueberry or blackcurrant, not sure. The pine needles are so strong, it's hard to tell. Then they've got orange and they have lemon. And this is made by one of the manufacturers of water over here, Moshenska. They make bottled water. So pine water has some sort of health remedies. One in particular, it's supposed to help with the eyes, and then also with, I think, blood sugar level and some other things. So anyway, I just like the taste because it's so unusual. That's why I drink it. And it's not as bad as drinking cola or something like that. And I don't like drinking that stuff anyway. So the passages we're going to look at are Luke 2, 34 through 35, and Revelation 19:15. And the connecting word is saber, or in your translation it might say sword, but it's literally and specifically a saber. So these are translations by the rooted word, or for the rooted word. Let me move this table so it's not shaking the camera. There we go. And Simeon speaks well of them, that's Joseph and Mary, in blessing, and lays forth towards Mary, the mother of him, stare at carefully to discern. This he is lying outstretched into a crash, coming down out of flight, and a standing up again in resurrection of many in Israel, and into a mark spoken against. But also a saber will itself come through the soul of you yourself, in the manner that, in the case that through reckonings, thorough reckonings, may be revealed from out of many hearts. So in the manner that, in the case that thorough reckonings may be revealed from out of many hearts. So this saber will also come through the soul of Mary, but that it will reveal thorough reckonings from out of many hearts. I told you that, and you've heard me say this or read it in comments, where I said that one thing the Lord has made clear is that hearts are being laid bare because of the ministry that he does through me. And I didn't know about this because all I'd read was like you've read, the King James, other translations that conceal these things. So, or half reveal them. That happens sometimes. Now we jump over to Revelation 19:15. And here it says, and from out of the mouth of him, this is Jesus on the white horse, and out of the mouth of him, a king, double-mouthed or double-edged, is literally double-mouthed, a keen double-mouthed saber traverses out of, in order that in it he strikes the ethnicities, not necessarily fatally. It can be gentle, it can be just striking it like in warfare, or it could be a fatal blow. In it he strikes the ethnicities, and he will shepherd them with an iron staff. And it says shepherd. It doesn't say rule. It says shepherd. It's specifically a verb that very specifically means to shepherd. He will shepherd them with an iron staff, not rod. It's a stick. Well, and since he's shepherding, that stick that stick is a staff. So, but it says iron. So it's an iron staff. So, and you've heard me say this also. And I didn't know that about this verse, but you've heard me say this or seen me write it to people saying, I am a shepherd who has a staff and I know how to use it. And I will use it to protect the sheep, to protect the flock. And it's a little different than here, but it's also the same. It's like an iron staff. And he is trampling the trough of the wine, of the rushing in with hard breath to sacrifice, of the desire of God, of almighty vigor, stretching himself out to reach. Or says God Almighty. It's not God Almighty, it's all vigor, but it implies might. But vigor is the main word. And so by them eliminating the word vigor, they've eliminated the main point of the word. So we've retained that. The desire of God, of the God of almighty vigor, stretching himself out to reach. So we got this idea of saber in both of these. In the first one, the saber is coming through the soul of Mary. And it's also revealing the thorough reckonings, like taking inventory of, from out of many hearts. And here at the end, in Revelation 19, the keen double-mouthed saber traverses out in order that in it he strikes the ethnicities, and he will shepherd them in an iron staff. So, and since he's trampling the trough of the wine of the wrath, the anger of God, of almighty vigor. He has more vigor than anyone else has ever had, ever. He's got so much vigor, it doesn't end. There's no end to his vigor. And he's stretching himself out to reach. You think he's not going to reach you. He's going to reach you. And there's going to be a reckoning. Because he's going to strike you so that he can then shepherd you. And if you refuse to be shepherded, then what? Then the wrath of God will stretch out and grab you in the greatest vigor you've ever seen in your life. So now that prophecy over Mary makes more sense. May the Lord bless you as you seek him with all your heart.